Dude, I lived in Mexico for 3 years. I shit my pants like 9 times. I swear to God. Not even fucking around.
Welcome to Something Crunchy, the Valley's #1 comedy entertainment podcast.
Welcome to Something Crunchy. I'm Kellen Blake. With me as always, Blair and Tedder Dressel. We have an incredibly crunchy guest joining us again tonight. He's a stand-up comedian who you've seen all over your social media feed. He's the co-host of the Two Goons podcast with a fantastic comedy album out called Tales from My Butthole, and he'll be back in the Valley at Stand Up Live on Thursday, February 19th. Please welcome Durena.
Hey, how we doing? We doing good?
Pumped to have you back on. How are you, man?
I'm doing great. I appreciate you guys having me on again.
Dude, last time we hung out, you were on a heater and had just been slaying puss. I remember you having to fake orgasms just so you could save a load for your next date. Are you still practicing load management this season?
I mean, I think people always got to practice load management. I think that's something that is just a good practice to have. You always got to be aware of maintaining how much loads you got in the canister. I think it's just smart. It's a smart way to be. It should be almost like passive. It's not something you're actively thinking of. It should just be how you are. It's like how working out and like eating healthy is like, it's a lifestyle choice.
It's true. When you're performing at your caliber and at that level, these things really do matter. Like fluids, electrolytes, all of these things need to be taken in consideration. What's the nastiest thing you've done lately? I want to hear about the Vietnamese 8-way where you achieved enlightenment and scabies in one night.
The nastiest thing I done. I went to the AVNs.
Let's
recently.
Hear about it.
Yeah, and so it was actually really cool. It was a really interesting experience. There was it was my first time ever going to the AVNs. For those who don't know, it's the Adult Video News is what AVN stands for, and it's basically the Oscars for porn. And there was it was mostly like you'd think like, of course there's people like walk around in like lingerie, and there was like a live like dungeon where people could go up and get like spanked and flogged and all sorts of stuff. And there was like wild, like, not there yet, but we're getting close to there. Sex dolls where you were like, if I didn't have my glasses on, I could see how you'd be like, is that a person? So we're getting close to being, okay. We're almost like 5 to 10. Your fucking robot's going to be top notch. But it was mostly business. It was mostly like, who can we work with? Like, how can we associate with some brands? Because of my podcast, Two Goons, we mostly are like interviewing porn stars and OnlyFans chicks. How do we work with these people?
I was going to say, like, how we focus on comedians, you focus on the porn stars and those in the adult entertainment industry. In is going to be the next step for you? When are you going to do some on-camera work?
I've made a hard rule to never go in front of the camera in that sense. But I love enjoying the product. I think the product is great. I love consuming the product.
Avid consumer.
But I don't think I'd ever pull my hog out on camera. Not for porn purposes, for comedic purposes, yeah.
Tyler and I were just talking about this, how like do they let dudes on OnlyFans? Because if so, if you just brought your, like what you're already doing with streaming, but you just did it naked with your hog hanging out, and you put that on OnlyFans, and now you're double dipping, essentially.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do it like that, because that is still like, that's you're selling the dick for like the sexual gratification sense. I wouldn't do that, but I would do like a Chris Pontius, like, what's the funniest thing I could do with my dick? That is more appealing.
Put a sock puppet on it and like turn into a fun character that
like Chris Pontius holds the world record for the most like silver screen nudity time because of the Jackass movies. He's had his cock out more than anyone else, and that I would, like, if I could, I'm not saying I'm looking to break that record, but if the opportunity came to do a bunch of really funny things with my dick, and I did break the record, that's the way you would see my dick on video. Yes.
For sure. Do they even let dudes have their, like, OnlyFans thing? It is a thing?
Some dudes are in the top, like, 10% of earners. Like,
really?
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They're well, typically you're going to be, like, we recently interviewed Reno Gold, and he is making a bank on that platform. But you got to get into the gay market. If you're trying to make a lot of money as a dude on OnlyFans, you got to be getting that gay dollar.
Really?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Really?
that's where the money is, for
But
sure.
it will produce.
What else have you learned? What else is hot in the industry? And
In the industry, I mean, I think one of the main things that I've learned is like there's a few different genres of people who get into adult entertainment work or who are like working in it. They're like, there's like kind of like the journeyman who's like, I do this it's like, this is my job and I do it and I have a good career and I make a good living and I'm going to retire, when I'm 45 or 50 and I show up and I do, and I just crush it. Like, but they look at it not as that there's no joy in it, but that it's like, this is work though. This is what I do for my career. And then there's the ones that are like, hustlers that are like, this is what's my best marketing scheme? How do I improve like my ROI on all my posts? What's the best collab to do? And then the most interesting ones and the ones I like to speak to and like interview the most are the ones that were like about it. Like we've interviewed several people that were like, yeah, me and my husband were like posting our nudes online on Reddit for like years. And then people were like, you should start an OnlyFans. Specifically Jessie Ray. We interviewed her and she said that her and her husband were posting their nudes online for on this website called FetLife. And people said you should start an OnlyFans. And her response was, I don't want to charge you guys for it. It's like people are just about it.
That's
I want the
awesome.
thrill and enjoyment for myself.
The love of the game.
Just
love exactly.
The game.
Those are the most, I find the most interesting people who are like, yeah, this is like, if we were doing it for free, so might as well get paid.
I get it.
It's awesome. Player,
Yeah,
you don't get
100%.
You don't know what Tyler
don't you
and I
dare
are
get
on
it, Blair.
FetLife.
Don't you dare get it.
Well, it's still early in the year. Do you have any predictions for weird sexual trends we're going to see in 2026? You're always a trendsetter in this space.
There's always the at the end of the year, the Pornhub sort of year in review is always very interesting. And things, I remember last year, the whole like anime hentai, that's been trending upwards a lot. And I think it has to do with the popularity of anime growing in general. And so more people are gravitating towards that. Also like MILF and what's it called? Like MILF and mature are always like have been trending up quite a bit recently.
A comeback. Wow.
Mature,
Yeah.
I love it.
Well, stepmoms have been on top for so long. It's nice that we advance and take it to that next level.
Yeah, MILF has always been in the top rank, but now it's going even older. It's like going past MILF is like it's a certain aesthetic, but now they want mature, which is like you're going into the like 50, 60 range or like late 40s, early 50s kind of thing. And I don't know there's usually something that like aligns with what is like going on with the world's sentiment. But I can't tell you. Maybe just like something where people are maybe the real estate genre, because people just want to own homes, and so just the idea of owning a home is so naughty. That could be it.
It's such a fantasy.
Yeah.
So mature. Never.
So on the pulse on the market.
Yeah.
I'd like to see a trend for intro music being used more in the bedroom, like the way fighters walk out to a song. Like maybe that's something we could make happen on TikTok, like make it a TikTok trend just to get it out there for mass adoption.
Something I have seen because so much of it is like not even on like on tube sites. It's all people's like personal stuff that they make. People will make like their very unique own brand. And there's one dude I met who he likes to do like funny intros. Like one of the intros to his porno was, it's like, when you're going to watch porn and then there's the girl who's like, what, like, don't you want to like sleep with me or like whatever? And then you like skip that ad always. He skips the ad and then the girl knocks at his door and she's like, wait, you don't want to fuck me? And then the porno starts. And so I'm predicting more creativity in the space. I think we'll see more creativity in upcoming years, which will be very fun.
That is awesome. That's a good thing for you too. I think that's where you can contribute to the industry, because that's like something that would remind me of I'd see on your feed with how you do your videos.
Yeah, I wouldn't be against. Wouldn't. I don't know if I'd ever put my name on something because it was always like I'm always looking to pitch mainstream stuff,
Right.
And mainstream. If you're pitching something mainstream, they're not always excited about you doing adult entertainment work. But I wouldn't mind being like a ghostwriter. I would have like a pen name and like script a porn or like write for someone. Yeah, that would be fun.
Well, now you're talking, and you're always going to be an avid consumer. I remember doing a deep dive into your favorite categories on X videos. Have you been affected by the content restrictions in some states? Are you climaxing regularly, Jay?
I am an avid user of VPNs. I also live in New York, which, as far as I know, has no restrictions. But sometimes you're on the road and you end up in like Texas or something, and then you just pop on the VPN and you're usually good to go. You're not getting hit with any of those restrictions. Sometimes you forget, and then you go to go on Pornhub, and there's no Pornhub in this state. And you go, what?
What am I doing here?
You can't crank down in Texas anymore. That's sad.
That could also lead to a potentially like an increase in like OnlyFans usage, or like if the tube sites continue to get restricted, then it could lead to like because we're so acclimated to porn being free that
True.
If porn goes away from a free model for like it seems like more and more states are putting that in place. Maybe it'll go away, maybe it'll continue, I don't know. But if it does continue, we could see like an increase in people's like OnlyFans usage and their that type of stuff.
Well, I think you just alluded to an increase in more VPN usage. May not be a bad time to buy some Nord stock.
Oh yeah, buy some Nord stock. Something else that's also very interesting in the space is the AI sort of advancement, which I think is interesting and also terrifying because there's the whole fear of like AI taking our jobs, and it's like, okay, you wanted to automate some things, you wanted to help in medical and all these things, but like if just a few tech companies like are controlling the nut, that is very frightening to me. Like I think there's something just deeply concerning about going to Mark Zuckerberg to masturbate, and he is the governor of jizz, and you're no longer getting it from people. It's like it is like a base human need, and these guys already like govern so much, and to have that under control as well is just, I don't want it to go there, but they are implementing like adult features into Grok. Grok has adult features. I know that ChatGPT is talking. I think it's not fully released yet, but it is like coming out slowly. And obviously I like work in the space and I interview these people, so it does affect me directly. So I have a biased opinion on this without a doubt, but I do like, there's already a fear of like these tech companies becoming too powerful. And then it's like, what's more powerful than, the places you go to masturbate are also
that domain? Are you kidding me? Would that be a conglomerate?
A conglomerate, yes, exactly. That is, yeah. When you have a monopoly on jizz, it's
a conglomerate.
I really don't like that.
Let us keep this. Like, let us just have this.
That's exactly what I was thinking about, though, when you were talking about the robots that you saw and how we're really coming along in that space. And we have a headline to give an example on that here in a minute. The hardware technology is coming along at the same time that like AI software is really starting to take off. The fact that those two are, you could just see where it's going. That could get pretty wild.
So how long do you think it's going to take before the suggested videos start telling you you're gay and you don't even know it? It's just like, here's a video from all the things that you talk about on a daily basis.
Yeah, and I just like we have like, obviously we want this AI to like be able to like cure cancer and like solve a lot of problems, but there is like a few bastions of like humanity that are left, and like being horny and creative are those few bastions, and AI is encroaching on those, and it feels wrong. I can't put my finger on exactly why, but it does feel wrong.
It does. In real life, do you pull up some apps to swipe your way through a city you perform in, or do you just rely on your game and charisma after a show? How does it work?
No, I'm no longer in the streets. I'm a taken man now.
Really?
So
Is that a fact? Hey, congratulations. Wow, that's a big deal.
Yeah, so I'm not in the streets anymore. So I'm purely in a communicative sense with the adult video world.
That's awesome. Good for you. I'm in the same boat. We were both single last time we talked. Like, that's awesome. And yeah, I don't do not miss those apps at all. Dating apps are just
it is like it's exhausting.
And some of us are clearance items. It is exhausting.
Yeah. So it is nice to not have to worry about that at all and not give that any more energy, because it is like you see it all the time in like celebrities that are like, you don't realize it, but they're in their 50s and they're still like hooking up with like 25-year-old chicks. And I don't know, to each their own. Everyone is of legal age and consenting. I'm not making any implications about what people are doing, but I just feel like it's not a good use of your time or your energy. Like I feel like it's just like anything, like it is kind of a drug if you're constantly consuming it. And if you're an older man who's like very rich, there's no need to ever turn off that tap. So you got to turn off the tap yourself. Like I obviously interview porn stars, and I am very fascinated with the adult industry and I champion it, but I also see it as anything else that you consume that can be overdone. Like it's like, like alcohol or sugar or anything. I like it in moderation. I enjoy it and I consume it, but I keep it under control.
Balance is key.
Well put. What can you tell us about the relationship? How long have you been in a relationship and how'd you meet?
About a year and a bit, I think. Yeah. And year and change. And I just through the socials. Just message her online.
Good for you.
Yeah.
The old-fashioned way.
The old-fashioned way.
The old-fashioned way, yeah. Through the DMs. Yeah. I've taken a lot of my energy out of that and have put it just like into work. Like I am just a workhorse right now. With the podcast I'm doing that we've been talking about, it's got pretty successful quite quickly. Our like social media pages are combined are doing like 30 to 40 million views a month, and we're growing on the long form very quickly. And so we just keep feeding all of our stuff, and that's eating up a lot of my time. Of course, there's always the touring and stand-up. That's always an aspect of my life. And then I'm feeding into other elements of my career too, like the gaming is something that I've been playing video games since I was like 3 years old, and not on like a regular, like, I play Call of Duty and Madden. I have like a video game podcast that I'm a Patreon subscriber to, and I like listen to updates on the industry. Like I'm obsessed with video games. So giving more energy to that space and that field and that world and seeing what else I can do in there is exciting for me. So I've been gaming a lot more now.
What have you been playing
streaming. Honestly, this is going to be the most obscure shit that most people won't know, but it's called Deadlock. It's do you know Valve?
No, but I was just about to ask you about the new Steam machine, if that's the same Valve you're talking about, the company.
So yeah, the Steam machine is also Valve. So Valve doesn't really make games anymore because they own Steam, and Steam is like a powerhouse privately owned company that is like they make like it's estimated, no one knows because they're privately owned, but it's like $19 billion a year, and they're very, very great company. They made Half-Life, they made Portal, they've made some of the best games of all time. And so when they make something, it's only because they love to make it, and it's of a really high quality. And so they've been working on this game called Deadlock, which is a MOBA third-person shooter, like if League of Legends and Overwatch had a baby, and it's been in alpha for about 2 years, and I've been consuming it like heroin into my veins. And so I'm kind of been playing that along a lot and streaming that because it isn't released. And I think when it does come out, the game is going to blow up. So being at sort of ground zero of it, I think is a smart idea in terms of starting your streaming.
So with Valve, you've probably been on a PC rig. Are you going to check out the new Steam machine when that comes out here soon?
I don't think I'll get the Steam Machine. It's for a very sort of specific audience. I already have a pretty powerful rig close to my TV, and so to make that hookup isn't bad. It would be just a convenience buy, but it's about a $1,500 convenience buy, and I don't
think that's how much it'll be. I think the whole success will depend upon its price and like where it's going to fit in the market. If it's anything more, if it's $1 more than the $750 of a PlayStation Pro, there's very little market for it. You think it would be twice as much in like the $1,500 range?
I think at the low end, it's going to be around $1,000. And this, my estimation for that is simply, I don't think that Steam is trying to compete with PlayStation with this thing. They're trying to sell this to Steam users. It's not even going to be in storefronts. You can only buy it off of Steam. Right, so most of the marketing will be from Steam. It's similar to the Steam Deck. It's more... Valve isn't really making these pieces of equipment to compete with the console market. They're making it to have like more diversity for their already established users. And as more users come into the PC space, which is constantly growing, they can sell more to those people. But if you look at like the sales of the Steam Machine compared to like the Switch, all of those sort of like handheld console gaming things like the ROG Ally, the Steam Deck, all those things, they've sold collectively about like 3 million copies, which the Switch 2 sold in about a weekend. Yeah. So it's not, they're successful in their own right, and Steam is massive, and they've no need to do these things. I think they simply do them to have more options for their already established audience and to push the envelope in technology and see what they can do.
I think that they will increase their user base by having a different platform to kind of appeal to some of the console users. Content-wise, like the access to the library, it makes sense. But if it's I
heard it was going to be around $600.
That's what I thought too, and that would make more sense.
I don't think so. I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't think it is. I think they are going to be going for a more luxury piece of machinery, and it is just going to be like a convenience buy. Like if you already have a $4,000 rig and you don't want to lug it next to your TV, and you can just hook this thing up and have your whole Steam library there and play some games with a controller on your nice big TV, that's who I think it's for.
You're right.
Yeah, because the average console consumer isn't really interested in like the fun Steam buys. You have people who like buy a console to play Call of Duty, Madden, or FIFA, and then Grand Theft Auto, and that's a lot of people. And those games all traditionally sell horribly on a computer and on PC. And so I just think they're focusing on their market, their hardcore people, and they're not really concerned with like dominating the console space. They're a company of like 300 people, and they make an insane amount of money, and they literally could never do anything again and all retire handsomely like kings.
Well put. Well, tell us about Tales from My Butthole. Where did the inspiration come from?
Oh, so that's my first comedy album. The new one is on its way out. So the new one's going to be called How to Make Your Penis Bigger. That one's going to be coming out on YouTube. It actually should be, honestly, within a week or two. We're just like kind of finalizing some stuff on the contract right now. It's going to be out on YouTube and then crossed with Kevin Hart's LOL platform on YouTube.
Wow.
And so, yeah, I'm excited for that. That's my first like special I'm ever putting out. It's a long like time coming. I'm already working on like the next hour is already feeling good and juicy, and I'm excited to put out something that I really care about and I put a lot of time into. Tales from My Butthole is I would love for people to listen to that maybe after they listen to my special or watch my special, just to see the progression, to see how far I've come
for sure
in stand-up. Because I do feel like I still have a lot of work to do, but I am improving and getting funnier and just working on it consistently. And I've hit a stage in my career where I'm like very comfortable, like monetarily, and I could, in theory, just kind of coast, but I want to keep getting my stuff going better. That's why I'm doing things like the streaming and starting a platform from scratch like that, and still going out and doing all my spots every night and trying to work on those things. But I'm excited for the new special. There's a lot of stuff. There's like I think it's like a 7 or 8 minute joke about eating ass, which is probably the most most intricate ass eating joke you'll ever hear.
That's
so
amazing. And good for
wait.
you. I'm really happy to hear that. And it's always important to diversify, but that's great to hear you're doing well in the comedy space. What platform did you say that was coming out on again?
It's going to be out on YouTube, so you'll find it on YouTube. Accessible for everyone. I'll be posting clips and promoting the hell out of it. And I'm just I'm pumped for it to come out and everyone to get a taste of it.
Hell yeah, I want a taste. Well, we got some fun new headlines to discuss. You care to chew on a few of these with us?
Yeah, give me a headline.
Let's do it. Man sets masturbation world record with an unbelievable time of 9 hours and 58 minutes. Chafed just thinking about it. All right, so this guy, Masanobu Sato, has broken the record not once, but twice. Sato's 2008 record was 9 hours, 33 minutes, but he's now topped this after clocking in an impressive 9 hour, 58 minute torque sesh. He made history at the 9th annual Masturbate-a-thon held at the Center for Sex and Culture in San Francisco. However, rumor on the street has it there's a guy named Drake Hardy who has claimed to have broken Sato's record and jerked off for 10 hours and 10 minutes. I mean, unless they test for performance-enhancing drugs at these annual Masturbate-a-thons, how do they know PEDs weren't used? What kind of racket is this? Che, do you have any insight being a little bit more tied to the industry?
I would want to know like the details on this. Is it like, are you staying completely hard and stroking your dick the entire time?
Have to.
That, like, I need to know the rules. Is it a steady pace?
You have to.
Do you have to constantly?
You cannot be jerking off a flaccid penis. What's the competition in that? That's just how long can you keep your arm going? Yeah.
Can you use toys?
Can you come and then keep going?
Yeah, like
so.
And stay hard. Yeah, I guess you would have to. The thing that I would find the most difficult about this, which is like maybe he worked up to this, maybe he's just biologically more. Obviously, he has some sort of like superior biological ability to do this. I think there is a nurture or a nature element to this that is just beyond what some people are able to do. But I think. What I would think is that, or what I think would be the hardest would be the blue balls. Like I feel like at like
that would get painful for sure.
Yes,
the swelling.
That's why I'm wondering if he was like, if he just did this over and over and over and over again and just has built up like a tolerance to blue balls, or does he have such like a low sperm production or semen production that it doesn't hurt, or is he able to hold so much more? Like there is some sort of biological element to this that makes him able to do this and other people not to. Because I've had some pretty long jerk sessions myself.
I was going to say, what's your best time? Like, could you hang like anywhere in the ballpark?
No, not the ballpark of 9 hours. No, I think around probably the longest I've done is maybe like an hour and a half.
Right.
And that's, I feel like, pretty indulgent and pretty crazy. Those definitely
down the well.
Yeah, in my younger years. And I do remember sort of edging and jerking off to the point where my balls started to hurt. And I was like, well, I need to come soon or I'm going to give myself blue balls. And so, yeah, I don't know how he's able to maintain that. It's like I would love to talk to this guy. Of course, he's Japanese. Not saying that the Japanese are like have some sort of like perversion. The discipline that is more what it would be to me is the discipline. It's a mindset thing. The Japanese are very much about doing one thing for your entire life and mastering it. And it seems like this guy chose masturbation. And is this other dude who's challenging him American?
It sounds like an American name, but not confirmed. Blair.
Okay, so it is. I could see Americans did they invented the term gooning, and I'm Canadian for people who don't know, so a distant or not a close cousin of the Americans, of course. But I think Americans are definitely good at like that brute force approach.
Hammer time.
And so, yeah, he could just be like, it's simply like the way I guess the best way to describe it would be like when there's a comparison between wrestling. There's like multiple wrestling empires in the world. One of them is Russia. One of them is America. Another one's like Iran. Another one is Japan, actually. And Russians' mindset towards wrestling was always work in the gym, work about 60% as hard as you should, like as what your max is. And then you only go 100% in competition. The American mindset is 110% all the time.
Right.
And the Russians' explanation for that is that if you go 110% all the time, you injure yourself more. So if you're injured for like a quarter of the year, then that quarter of the year you're out on injury. We're working at 60% and we actually end up outworking you. That's the philosophy behind it. But I could see an American take the 110% approach to masturbation and be like, I am going to just brute force my way through this, even though I am in pain, even though my balls hurt. He's like, I'll do this I'll learn to jerk that long in an afternoon, blow out my balls, but I still will beat the record.
The juice is worth the squeeze.
Oh, yeah. That's good. And I love the philosophy behind it.
Oh, by the way, rules do say that you have to stay hard and no ejaculation.
Wow.
No, it's like eating competitions. Like you can't throw up.
Yes.
You can't throw up. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that is impressive. That is very impressive.
That changes things.
Not only another competition, but another competition in San Francisco. 81-year-old wins best technique at a San Francisco lesbian pie eating contest, proving that there's no age limit to good tongue skills. An 81-year-old woman, Babs, joined a gaggle of pie-eating lesbians in the contest on November 23rd and then posted about her title-winning performance. Though she could not claim the overall victory, some bitch named Jen won. She did win best technique. She wrote on social media that her victory was proving once and for all that experience matters.
Man, Babs is going to be making bank teaching master classes.
Right? And San Francisco going hard with the obscure sexual competitions.
They got the good sports up there.
Wake up, San Francisco.
I know. Yeah, I mean, that's great. You got to corner your market somewhere. Every city has its like reason that makes it interesting to live in, right? Where everyone has their place. Like if you move to Nevada, you're going to get Las Vegas and you'll be able to gamble. And there's no income tax. And then I guess you go to San Francisco and you can compete in strange sex competitions if that is your fancy. Which is cool. I like that. I like that they've cornered the market on that. This lady being able to eat the pie, I do think that there are some things like definitely my like performance in sex is better now than it was like 5-10 years ago. And it's a little bit of what's it called, of technique and learned skill and all those kind of things. But I think it's mostly just like calmness. You get more into your groove. You feel less pressure. You can be more present. That's something that a lot of the porn stars I interview talk about. What makes the best male talent or even the best female talent actually. But the best talent in porn is someone who's able to like not pay attention to the cameras, not pay attention to the people around them, not pay attention to like if the scene is good or bad or whatever, just to be present in the moment and really kill it. And this old lady is probably able to be present in her pie eating and get so lost in the moment that it's almost like she's eating an actual pussy.
And that so makes sense.
That's so true. And I love the like Bruce Lee philosophy that you're bringing behind the pie eating and the masturbation. It's so true. And that is interesting insight on how you have to like be present, but you can't be like too present, because then that's when you can get carried away inside your head. But you have to be still, be like water.
Yeah.
Babs envisioned her gal just right there in her face and was like, I'm just going to make this pie as happy as I usually make her.
And you're right. You do kind of improve with age. And a lot of that is the discipline and the maturity to stay calm, stay present.
Control your heart rate.
Control your heart rate. Exactly. Don't panic. There's tons of people around there watching. Some people might get embarrassed and they might lose themselves. And she's probably eaten so much pussy in her day in all sorts of different situations. Maybe she's had some hookups in like, I don't know, bathrooms or in a car or in places where it's like high stakes, high risk, high reward. And she has pulled it off. And so this was probably light work for her.
Yes.
Well, I need to see vids now.
Right.
I'm interested.
I need a lesson.
Yeah.
In local news, woman sends 65,000 texts to a man after their first date, then broke into his house to take a bath.
Oh, no.
In one of the wildest dating stories ever reported, a woman from right here in the Valley went on one date with a man she met on a millionaire dating app called Luxy. Then it got pretty baby reindeer. After that one single date, the man politely declined to continue seeing her. Instead of moving on, she began sending him texts after text, eventually totaling between 65,000 and six figures worth of messages over the next 10 months. That is hundreds of messages a day, many of them becoming threatening and disturbingly graphic. Che, I'm glad to hear you're taken after crushing your set at Stand Up Live, like on February 19th. Tickets still available at standuplive.com. You may meet what seems just like a nice, wholesome girl just into shaming and bondage, and then bam, you're being fed through the gate of a dog kennel for the next 6 months. Just wanted to scratch a little fat in Phoenix.
You gotta be careful where you throw your hog. 100%. Usually, you can get like a little bit of a sense date if you're going through the DMs and stuff. But some people are really able to gate the crazy beforehand, and then once it hits a certain threshold, it just becomes unleashed. Like, definitely feel bad for this dude, because there is very little sympathy for dudes who are dealing with a crazy woman, and because they're just like, it's just the reality of the world. But breaking into his house to take a bath, that is another tier of crazy. The only thing I think that maybe it probably would have made the situation so much worse, but if he did sleep with her, I bet the pussy was unreal. I bet it was like top notch, like top tier psycho sex. And he didn't get that. And so if you're going to get harassed with 100,000 texts and have someone break into your house anyways,
at least have the memory, like a good story to tell.
With them before. Yeah. Why not?
That's so true. You're like getting scared and freaked out, thinking about restraining orders, and really like you should at least explore it a little bit.
Just once.
That's the redeeming quality about that type of personality. It's like,
exactly.
That's the great part.
One of the only things, and I'm assuming she is probably quite attractive if she's on a millionaire dating app, because you get crazy and hot mixed together.
Danger.
They're danger, dude.
She was definitely leaning more crazy than hot, though, from the picture.
Oh yeah.
There is a certain. She did lean a little more crazy than hot.
Yeah,
he's right.
Yeah, if she sent him 200 texts and left an angry note on his door, she might have gotten a second date. She might have got a second date. She just was able to, reel it back a little bit. And this is in Phoenix. This happened. This crushing.
Yeah.
So and people in Phoenix, that sort of Phoenix, Scottsdale, Tempe triangle, are traditionally known to be quite hot. That is a sexy area.
It is a sexy area. You've done well here. Have you ever found yourself in any situation like that was a little intense after only one date or hookup?
Nothing crazy like that. I've definitely had some people like over message me and stuff, and I think the best way to interact with anything like that is you just put them in the request folder, or you just like ignore. I find ignoring is the best thing to do. You don't engage, you just let it go unseen, and then eventually it dies down. I'm sure they find someone else who's like more available that they can torment, and so I've never had anything get out of control.
All right.
Yeah,
well, that's good news.
Yeah.
You follow a certain code, don't you? you
I do.
That has a code.
I definitely have a code. It was more just like never get too close. You keep it in within the realm of reason. Like if there's obviously the spoken truths and then like the emotional truths, because if you're telling someone, hey, I just want it to be casual, but then you're doing all the things that aren't casual and then they go crazy, you kind of, even though you said something, you understood where you were existing. So I make sure it would be true in both truths. I would tell you, hey, this is just casual. And then emotionally, you would get an emotional casualness as well to make sure that there's no confusion. And if you do push the boundaries, then at least I can fall back on, no, I set clear lines with you in all senses.
No, that's good. That's the way to do it.
Emotional honesty is paramount, especially in these situations.
Yes.
Well, let's bring 100%. This full circle from what we were talking about earlier. One more here, and let's turn this into another playful round of Would You Fuck It? Brought to you by Liberty Mutual and Capital One. What's in your wallet? All right, Neo.
Capital One sponsors this? No. Would you fuck it?
No, not yet. Just playing. Neo, the robot housekeeper, is priced at $20,000 and can clean your home, do laundry, and more. I think we're all pumped about the more part. So Neo stands 5 feet 6 inches tall, weighs 66 pounds, and comes equipped with numerous security features to prevent any Terminator-like scenarios. No security features to prevent any penetration, though, from what I understand.
Yes.
We're getting pretty close, but do you think there will be overlap in terms of like hardware used for the same robots meant to fuck as the robots that are meant to like clean your house and do chores? Like,
I think maybe at first, no, because our technology wouldn't be there yet. But just like anything else, it's like okay, you have the home computer, then you have the laptop, and then someone comes up with the smartphone. And you go, oh, this is the greatest. Everyone needs it because it combines all these different pieces together.
Samsung's going to get their teeth into this thing, and they're going to produce one that can do everything. I guarantee it.
Oh, yeah. Like, if there is a sex robot that you just fuck, and then there's a sex robot that is as hot and is as fun to fuck, but also cleans and, like manages your taxes, you're going to go for the other one, for sure.
Choice.
You really are.
Yes.
That's true. But that's so funny to think about, like how like your status symbol, like down the road in like 30 years, where it's like, what kind of robot do you have? Like, oh, you just have the fuckable one. Like, yeah, ours like picks up our kids and does our taxes and shit.
You want the one like the multifaceted fuck robot for sure, dude. Without a doubt.
And instead of just putting them in the closet when you're done, you wipe them off and put them to work. Now you're really getting the most out of your investment.
When are they going to be self-cleaning, though?
I was going to say, they're cleaning themselves.
Your robot kind of stinks today.
This self-cleaning is the future of those things for sure. You can just walk its way into the shower and then just rinse off.
Everyone is planning for these things, but no one's planning for the aftermath, for the cleanup. That is where that's where we can really make a fortune, is like now you're thinking globally. Yeah. And speaking of fuckable robots, we found our new favorite sex toy of 2026. Che, have you heard of the Groove thing?
The Groove thing, no.
Oh, it's a sex toy speaker combo gadget where you feel the music inside of you and literally make love to the bass.
That's so brilliant.
It's like if Beats by Dre made a dildo.
Wow. Okay. Beats by Dre made a dildo. Okay, so this is what I would classify under gimmick. I don't know. From what I understand, I'm not super familiar with how ladies like their sex toys, but what I do know is that it seems like they do like a consistent like thing, whether it's just like a consistent buzz or it's like a bzz, 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 whatever the rhythm is, they usually want it to be consistent. It's something that's like has a little bit more variation, like a song. I don't think is going to be something to get them there. It also might feel a little bit like a distraction. So yeah, I'm going to classify this under gimmick.
It's got to have a steady beat through the whole song.
It depends if it's like something jazz. If you're listening to Medeski, Martin, and Wood, you're right. That's a little all over the place. But if it was like a In the Club by 50 Cent. That's a different story. That is a very fuckable song.
And it's for the boys too, apparently.
It really is. That is an ass
for the boys. Oh, it's for it goes in your butthole.
It goes in your butthole.
No, there's one for the butthole for the boys.
And
there's one for the vagina
multiple
for the girls.
ones.
Yes, there's multiple units.
Well, of course.
I mean, it looks pretty advanced. And the question isn't like, would you? Because 4 out of 4 of us would totally cork this thing. But like, what would be your first song on your Groove Thing playlist?
Oh, that's a toughie.
Yes.
Yeah, the first song that you vibrate into your own asshole.
Yes.
That is
most fuckable song on your new Flexolite ping pong paddle.
I mean,
what are you going with?
I got to start slow.
I would need to know how it feels because is it like, does it go off the bass? Like, do I need something low tones or do I need some like Whitney Houston?
No, I need You need to be bass focused, not on the vocals. You don't need like a Celine Dion.
If it's a high pitch, does it go high? Like, you know what I mean? I just need to know how it hits the note.
Fat Rabbit by Ludacris.
Yeah, we do need a woman's opinion on this because I feel like you're going to be just more like I've never vibrated anything on my genitals.
Right.
And so, I mean, not in a sex toy sort of way, probably in like a comedic way, but not in like a pleasure seeking way. And so, yeah, is this something, I personally think this is not a tool I would use. Is this something that you think is actually valuable in the space of sex toys?
Is it gimmicky or is there like...
I do think it's a touch gimmicky, but would I try it? Like, Of course. I mean, it's almost
Would
like
it be your
sitting
daily
on
driver? Probably not.
No, it's like sitting on an amplifier where it's like, oh, this is nice. If I just stuck a little something on there, it'd be like fully inside, you know?
Yeah, you're not riding the
You
washer.
you need consistency, but like a touch of surprise, and it solely depends on the song.
It is very song dependent. My question is, can you sync your groove thing with some Govee lighting or a Sonos sound system through Bluetooth? Alexa, turn on my ass speaker.
Yes, true. To just have it like vocally activated, that is the future.
Can we do silent disco style where we all have it, but like there's nothing out loud?
Silent disco style.
We're all just feeling it through inside.
Everybody's got.
You just see different lights shining out of people's assholes. And that's it.
We're all just dancing around, but like we have to guess what's actually playing.
Yeah. I'm pretty musically illiterate, so I think that's part of the reason why this product doesn't appeal to me. Like, I don't really follow any bands or anything like that. I mostly listen to podcasts, so I don't know how well the podcast would fare on
spoken word is not meant for the. You don't want to listen to that through there.
Depends if you have a good bass in your throat, you know, if it gets a good tone.
Exactly.
You might remember it more.
That's true. God, the things I'd tell my 15-year-old self about the future. Yes, cars could drive themselves, but you could listen to that Limp Bizkit CD in your ass.
Yeah. Maybe an audiobook by the guy who plays Hellboy. I can't remember his name, but he has quite a raspy voice.
New Hellboy, or there was a guy from Sons of Anarchy, Ron Perlman.
Yeah.
And then,
Ron Perlman. Ron Perlman audiobook. In the ass.
There you go.
In the ass.
There you go.
That's going to hit it.
Grumble.
That's going to hit.
That's fun. Che, you're great. Che Durena will be at Stand Up Live on Thursday, February 19th. Tickets are available, but going fast. You can stay well informed on everything he's up to at CheDurena.com. And if you're not already, follow him on those socials at Che Durena. Your algorithm will thank you. Also, keep an eye out for that new special that's going to be on YouTube. Che, you are always a blast. We appreciate the hang. Look forward to seeing you at the show when you're in town. If you have time for a drink or a quick puff after, let us know. It's on Blair.
You know it.
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate you having me on.
Thanks, Che. Have a good weekend.
See you, man.
See ya. Bye.
Talk to It was sexual and violent. I loved it.
Just how we like it.
He's just got like such a pulse on the industry, and I like that he's now like in the adult entertainment industry. He was
doing
smart.
it well.
He's a full timer now.
He's a full timer.
The podcast is so entertaining.
He was already.
I get why it's doing
Yeah, it's
so
taken
well.
off. It looks great.
Who doesn't want to hear what they're talking about? We all do.
Yeah, really high production value. It's
He was
awesome.
already a big fan and high consumer. He just knew a lot about it, and now he's involved. And because he has the pod, he gets to go to these conventions and AVN. Like, that's awesome. I'm glad to hear he's doing well and in a relationship.
Much fun. So well spoken.
We haven't talked to him in a year,
in a package,
and now he's no longer single.
Now he's all grown up.
He is.
I can't wait for How to Make Your Penis Bigger.
Tales from My Testicle. That's what we could have called it. Blair, remind me to get a link for the groove thing. Let's see if we can't find one of those for him before he gets into town. A little thank you for coming back on the show.
Even though he doesn't want it, we'll probably get it for him
Use
anyway.
it. At least get it for his lady.
I was going to say his partner might want to try it.
Exactly. Well, if you're not following us on TikTok at Something Crunchy, what's the matter with you? Get involved and find us on Facebook as well. Don't forget to check out somethingcrunchy.com, where you'll find every episode, our links for social media, and the Almighty Crunch Store, where you'll find all kinds of crunchy gear showing that you are a proud citizen of Crunch Nation.
Please don't forget to subscribe, like, follow, and all that crunchy good shit. All episodes can be found at somethingcrunchy.com and on all podcast platforms. Thank you for listening.
I don't know if he was stealing jokes or if he was just
Hello.
big ups.
We're good. Che, what would you do with an empty house and a 5.5 foot robot? I know Tyler's answer.